The blaring sound of sirens filled the emergency bay of the intergalactic medical station as Warren Wright's unconscious body was rushed through the sliding doors on a hovering stretcher. Blue and green-skinned medical staff moved with practiced precision, their multiple limbs working in coordination as they attached monitoring devices to the human's pale form. Human male, approximately 30 Earth years, found collapsed in Training Module 7, reported the paramedic, a tall Zebulon with 4 arms and translucent skin that revealed pulsing organs beneath. Vital signs erratic, temperature dangerously elevated, Dr. Krasnar, the station's chief physician, leaned over Warren's body. His elongated head and large black eyes narrowed as he examined the readouts floating in the holographic display above the stretcher. The alien's thin lips pressed together in concern. "Get him to intensive care immediately, Doctor." Krasnar ordered, "And contact Dr. Alera. She's our expert on human physiology." Warren's body was whisked away through another set of doors, the medical team moving with urgent purpose. Dr. Krasnar followed, his long fingers tapping commands into his medical tablet. Inside the intensive care unit, Warren was transferred to a specialized bed that automatically adjusted to human physiology. Tubes and sensors were attached to his body, while the medical staff worked silently around him. Dr. Alera arrived moments later. Unlike most of the staff, her appearance was closer to human, though her skin had a slight purple hue and her eyes were entirely silver with no visible pupils. She had studied at Earth's medical academies for decades before joining the Intergalactic Medical Network. "Status report," she demanded, scanning the vital signs. "Multiple organ systems showing signs of failure," reported a nurse. "Liver function at 62%, kidneys at 58%, cardiac muscle showing signs of strain." Dr. Alera frowned. "Pull up his medical history." "How long has he been on the station?" 4 Earth months, replied a technician. "He's part of the human delegation training for the Galactic Olympics." "The Olympics?" Dr. Alera's silver eyes widened. "That explains a lot. Run a full toxicology panel and check for metabolic abnormalities." While the tests ran, Warren began to stir. His eyes fluttered open, confusion evident as he took in the alien faces surrounding him. "What? Where am I?" he mumbled, trying to sit up but finding himself too weak. "Please remain still, Mr. Wright, Doctor." Alera said, placing a gentle hand on his shoulder. "You're in the medical bay of Station Epsilon. You collapsed during training." Warren blinked, memories slowly returning. "I was running the obstacle course, felt dizzy, then nothing, Doctor." Krasnar moved to the bedside, his tall form looming over Warren. "Human, your body is experiencing multiple organ failures. This is extremely concerning." Warren's eyes widened. "Organ failures? That's impossible. I'm in the best shape of my life." "The test results suggest otherwise, Doctor." Krasnar said, his voice flat and clinical. "Your liver is showing signs of toxicity, your kidneys are struggling to filter waste, and your heart is under considerable strain." Dr. Alera studied the holographic readouts floating above the bed. "Mr. Wright, have you been taking any supplements or performance enhancers?" Warren hesitated before answering. "Just the standard training supplements approved by the Olympic Committee, nothing illegal." "Could I see a list?" Dr. Alera asked. Warren recited the supplements he'd been taking, and Dr. Alera nodded, making notes on her tablet. "And your training regimen?" she asked. 6 hours daily. "Endurance training in the morning, strength training after lunch, and skill-specific work in the evening," Warren replied, "Doctor." Krasnar's eyes narrowed. 6 Earth hours, in our gravity settings?" "Yes," Warren confirmed. "I've been gradually increasing the intensity over the past 4 months." Dr. Alera and Dr. Krasnar exchanged concerned glances. "Mr. Wright, Doctor." Alera said gently, "The gravity on this station is 1.3 times that of Earth. Combined with your intensive training regimen and these supplements, you've been placing an enormous strain on your body." "But I've been feeling fine," Warren protested. "A little tired, maybe, but that's normal during training." Dr. Krasnar's voice was stern. "Your organs are failing, human. Your body cannot sustain this level of stress." A nurse approached with new test results, and Dr. Alera reviewed them with a deepening frown. Your blood shows elevated levels of creatinine, liver enzymes, and several markers of cellular damage, she explained to Warren. In simple terms, you're breaking down your body faster than it can repair itself. Warren stared at the ceiling, processing the news. He had trained for years to qualify for the Galactic Olympics, the first games to include human athletes competing alongside other species from across the known galaxy. It had been his dream since childhood, watching aliens compete in spectacular feats of strength and endurance on broadcasts from distant worlds. "What's the treatment?" he asked finally. "First, complete rest," Dr. Alara said firmly. "We'll put you on organ support therapy to help your systems recover. No training for at least 2 weeks, possibly longer depending on your response to treatment." Warren sat up suddenly, ignoring the wave of dizziness that accompanied the movement. 2 weeks? The Olympics are in 3 months. "I can't stop training for 2 weeks." Dr. Kresnar's long fingers pushed Warren back onto the bed with surprising gentleness. "Human, you misunderstand. This is not a suggestion. If you continue training, you will die. Your organs will shut down completely within days." The blunt statement silenced Warren. He lay back, feeling the weight of his situation pressing down on him more heavily than the station's artificial gravity. "We'll begin treatment immediately," Dr. Alara said, her voice softening slightly. "The good news is that humans have remarkable regenerative capabilities. With proper care, your organs should recover." Warren closed his eyes, trying to come to terms with the setback. "And after recovery, can I resume training?" Dr. Alara sighed. "We'll discuss that when you're stable. For now, focus on healing." Over the next 3 days, Warren remained in the medical bay, hooked up to various machines that helped support his failing organs. His skin took on a yellowish tint as his liver struggled, and the pain in his lower back signaled his kidneys' distress. The medical staff monitored him constantly, adjusting his treatment as needed. On the 4th day, Warren awoke to find a new visitor in his room. Standing nearly 7 feet tall with iridescent blue skin and 4 arms, the alien cut an impressive figure even in simple civilian clothes. "You're awake, good," the visitor said, his voice surprisingly melodious. "I am Torval, head coach for the Galactic Olympic Committee." Warren tried to sit up straighter. "Sir, it's an honor to meet you." Torval waved one of his 4 hands dismissively. "Dr. Kresnar informed me of your condition." "I must say I'm disappointed." Warren felt his heart sink. "I didn't realize the training would affect me this way. I was just trying to prepare properly." "Prepare?" Torval's large eyes blinked rapidly. "By destroying your body, this is not preparation, this is self-destruction." "I thought I could handle it," Warren said quietly. "Humans," Torval sighed. "Always thinking you can overcome biology with willpower." He pulled up a chair and sat down, his long limbs folding gracefully. "Let me explain something. The Olympics are not just a test of physical ability. They are a celebration of biological diversity and adaptation." Warren listened as Torval continued. "Each species trains according to their unique physiology. The Marvakians, with their dense muscle structure, focus on flexibility. The Quantum Centaurians, with their multiple hearts, work on coordination between their various systems. You humans, with your remarkable endurance but limited strength, should be training accordingly." "I was following the standard human Olympic regimen," Warren said defensively. "Earth Olympics," Torval corrected. "This is different. The gravity, atmospheric composition, even the lighting on this station affects different species in different ways. Your training should have been adjusted accordingly." "Doctor." Alara entered the room, checking Warren's vital signs before addressing Torval. "His condition is stabilizing, but he's not out of danger yet." "Can he still compete?" Torval asked directly. Dr. Alara hesitated. "Medically speaking, if he makes a full recovery and adopts a more appropriate training regimen, it's possible, but I can't guarantee it." Warren looked between the 2 aliens, hope flaring in his chest. "So there's a chance, a small one," Dr. Alara cautioned. "Your organs have suffered significant damage. Even with our advanced treatments, complete recovery isn't certain." Torval stood, towering over the bed. "I will assign you a new training coordinator, one who specializes in human physiology, but first you must heal. No shortcuts, no pushing boundaries until the doctors clear you. Is that understood? Warren nodded solemnly. Yes, sir. After Torval left, Warren turned to Dr. Alara. Be honest with me, Doc. What are my chances? Dr. Alara's silver eyes seemed to look right through him. Your organs were failing when you arrived. The treatment is working, but recovery will take time. Even then, returning to Olympic-level training will be challenging. But not impossible, Warren pressed. Not impossible, she conceded, but you'll need to be smarter about it. Your human determination is admirable, but your biology has limits that willpower alone can't overcome. Warren spent the next week in the medical bay, gradually showing signs of improvement. His skin color returned to normal as his liver function improved and the pain in his kidneys subsided. Dr. Krasnar seemed pleased with his progress, though the alien physician remained cautious in his assessment. Your human resilience is impressive, Dr. Krasnar admitted on the 8th day. Your liver function has improved to 82% and your kidneys are at 76%. Your cardiac indicators are also normalizing. So I can leave soon? Warren asked hopefully. Not yet, Dr. Krasnar replied, but we can begin discussing your rehabilitation plan, Dr. Alara joined them, bringing with her a holographic projection of Warren's body, showing his organs and their current status. We've developed a recovery program that should allow your organs to continue healing while gradually rebuilding your strength, she explained. It starts with simple movements in reduced gravity, then slowly increases in intensity as your body recovers. Warren studied the program carefully. This looks gentle. It is, Dr. Alara confirmed. Your body needs time to rebuild. Push too hard, too soon, and you'll end up right back here or worse. How long before I can train normally? Warren asked. Define normally, Dr. Krasnar said, his tone sharp. If you mean the regimen that nearly killed you, the answer is never. Dr. Alara placed a hand on her colleague's arm. What Dr. Krasnar means is that your previous training approach was fundamentally flawed for your physiology in this environment. You'll need to train differently going forward, Warren sighed. I understand, but I still have the Olympics to prepare for. One step at a time, Dr. Alara advised. First, we get you healthy. Then we work with Torval's team to design an appropriate training program. 2 days later, Warren was released from the medical bay but confined to his quarters. A medical monitoring device remained attached to his wrist, constantly feeding data back to the medical team. Dr. Alara visited daily to check his progress and guide him through simple rehabilitation exercises. Raise your arms slowly, she instructed during one session. Focus on your breathing, feel the muscles working but don't strain. Warren followed her directions, frustrated by how weak he felt. This is so basic. I used to bench press 300 pounds. And you damaged your body in the process, Dr. Alara reminded him. These exercises may seem simple, but they're rebuilding your core strength while allowing your organs to continue healing. After 2 weeks of this gentle rehabilitation, Warren was finally cleared for limited activity outside his quarters. He immediately headed for the observation deck, needing to see something besides his room's walls. The observation deck offered a spectacular view of the surrounding space, with the swirling purple gases of the Carina Nebula creating a stunning backdrop. Warren stood at the viewport, lost in thought when a voice interrupted his contemplation. Mr. Wright, I'm Dr. Thala, your new training coordinator. Warren turned to see a slender alien with pale green skin and large, gold-flecked eyes. She was shorter than most of the station's staff, standing only about 5.5 feet tall. Torval mentioned he'd assigned someone, Warren acknowledged. I specialized in xenophysiology with a focus on mammalian species, Dr. Thala explained. I've worked with the 3 other human athletes in the games, though none of them pushed themselves to organ failure. There was a hint of disapproval in her tone. Warren flushed. I was trying to compensate for our physical disadvantages compared to other species. Dr. Thala made a chirping sound that Warren had learned was the equivalent of a laugh for her species. That's a common misconception. Humans aren't at a disadvantage, you're just different. Each species brings unique strengths to the competition. She activated a holographic display from a device on her wrist. For example, humans have exceptional endurance compared to most species. Your slow-twitch muscle fibers and efficient cooling system sweating allow you to sustain activity longer than many competitors. Warren watched as the display showed comparisons between human physiology and various alien species. The mistake you made was training as if you were competing against other humans on Earth, Dr. Thala continued. You need to train to your strengths in this environment. What does that mean practically? Warren asked. It means we start from scratch, Dr. Thala said firmly. New training program, new nutrition plan, new recovery protocols, all designed specifically for human physiology in space station conditions. Warren's heart sank. I don't have time to start over. The Olympics are in less than 3 months. Dr. Thala's expression softened. Mr. Wright, you nearly died. Your organs were shutting down. Even with our advanced medical technology, you need time to heal properly. So you're saying I should withdraw? Warren asked, dejection evident in his voice. I'm saying we need to be realistic and smart, she replied. You can still compete, but your goals may need adjustment. Over the next week, Warren worked with Dr. Thala to develop a new training approach. Instead of the punishing 6-hour sessions he'd been doing, they designed shorter, more focused workouts in a specially modified gym where the gravity could be adjusted to ease the strain on his recovering organs. Today we'll work at 0.9 Earth gravity, Dr. Thala announced as Warren entered the gym for his first real training session. Your body needs to readapt gradually. Warren stepped onto the treadmill, immediately noticing the difference. His body felt lighter, movement easier. This feels like cheating, he commented as he began a slow jog. It's not cheating, it's science, Dr. Thala replied. We're reducing the strain on your organs while maintaining muscle engagement. As you recover, we'll gradually increase the gravity. The session lasted only 30 minutes, but by the end, Warren was surprised to find himself tired. His body, still healing, couldn't handle even this reduced workload for long. That's enough for today, Dr. Thala said, monitoring his vital signs on her tablet. How do you feel? Weak, Warren admitted. I used to run for hours. And look where that got you, Dr. Thala reminded him. Recovery isn't linear. Some days will be better than others. After the session, Warren returned to the medical bay for his regular checkup with Dr. Alara. She scanned his body with a handheld device, studying the results carefully. Your organs are continuing to recover, she reported. Liver function is now at 89%, kidneys at 85%. How did the training go? It felt too easy, Warren said. I barely broke a sweat. Dr. Alara frowned. That attitude is exactly what landed you here in the first place. Your organs are still healing. Push too hard now and you could cause permanent damage, Warren sighed, frustrated but accepting the truth in her words. I understand. It's just difficult to hold back when I know what I used to be capable of. Think of it this way, Dr. Alara suggested. You're not just training your body now, you're training your patience and wisdom. Sometimes the hardest thing for an athlete to learn is restraint. The next few weeks followed a similar pattern. Warren gradually increased his training under Dr. Thala's careful supervision, while Dr. Alara monitored his recovering organs. The gravity in his training sessions increased incrementally, and the duration extended as his strength returned. 6 weeks after his collapse, Warren was cleared for training at full station gravity, though still with limitations on intensity and duration. His organs had recovered to over 90% function, but both Dr. Alara and Dr. Kresnar warned that they remained vulnerable to stress. Your human body has remarkable healing capabilities, Dr. Kresnar acknowledged during a checkup, but do not mistake recovery for invulnerability. The damage you suffered has left scars on your organs that may never fully heal. Warren nodded, having come to respect the alien doctor's blunt approach. I'm being careful. Dr. Thala makes sure of it. Good, Dr. Kresnar said. Because if you return to my medical bay with organ failure again, I will personally request your removal from the Olympic roster. With just over a month until the Olympics, Warren's training intensified, but in a much more targeted way than before. Dr. Thala focused on exercises that played to human strengths, endurance, coordination, and adaptability. Humans evolved as persistence hunters, she explained during one session. Your ancestors would chase prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. That's your evolutionary advantage, not brute strength or speed, but the ability to keep going. Warren found himself enjoying this smarter approach to training. Instead of trying to match the raw power of species like the Marvakians, he worked on perfecting his technique and building sustainable endurance. 2 weeks before the Olympics, Torval visited Warren's training session to assess his progress. The four-armed coach observed silently as Warren completed a complex obstacle course designed to test agility and endurance. "Your movement is more efficient," Torval noted when Warren finished. "Less wasted energy." "Dr. Thala has been a great coach," Warren replied, catching his breath. "She helped me understand how to train smarter, not just harder." Torval nodded approvingly. "A valuable lesson. Many athletes across all species fail to recognize the difference." He paused, studying Warren carefully. "Your medical team reports your organs are functioning at 95% capacity. Are you experiencing any symptoms?" "Occasional discomfort after longer sessions," Warren admitted, "but nothing serious." "Good. The committee has reviewed your medical status and approved your participation," Torval announced. "However, you will be subject to daily medical checks throughout the games." Relief washed over Warren. Despite the setbacks, he would still compete. "Thank you, sir. I won't let you down." "See that you don't," Torval replied. "Not by failing to medal, but by failing to respect your body's limits." The first human to compete in the Galactic Olympics should set an example of wisdom, not just determination. The opening ceremony of the Galactic Olympics was a spectacle beyond anything Warren had imagined. Athletes from over 200 worlds gathered in the massive zero-gravity arena at the center of the station. Species of all shapes, sizes, and biologies floated together, united by the ancient tradition of athletic competition now expanded to include the entire known galaxy. As one of only 4 humans competing, Warren felt the weight of representation. They were not just athletes but ambassadors for their species, showing the galaxy what humans could achieve. The human team wore specially designed suits that glowed with the blue and green of Earth, making them stand out among the colorful array of competitors. Warren's events, the Endurance Pentathlon and the Adaptive Challenge, were scheduled for the 3rd and 7th days of competition. "How are you feeling?" asked Dr. Alera, performing a final check on Warren the night before his first event. "Nervous," he admitted, "but ready." Dr. Alera studied the medical readouts. "Your organs are holding steady at 96% function. That's remarkable progress from where you started, but still not fully recovered." "Will they ever be?" Warren asked. Dr. Alera hesitated. "Honestly, probably not to 100%. The damage was extensive. But 96% is more than enough for a healthy, active life, even for an Olympic athlete if you're smart about it." Warren nodded, accepting this new reality. "I've learned my lesson, Doc, I promise." The Endurance Pentathlon combined 5 challenges that tested different aspects of stamina across varying environments. Warren had trained specifically for each element, focusing on efficiency of movement and oxygen usage. The first event took place in a massive water tank with altered viscosity that made swimming more challenging. Warren placed 4th, a respectable showing against species with natural aquatic advantages. The second event, a long distance run through a course with shifting gravity zones, played to human strengths. Warren's training in variable gravity conditions paid off, and he finished 2nd, just behind a quantum centurion with multiple hearts. By the third event, a climbing challenge in reduced oxygen, Warren could feel his body starting to strain. His kidneys ached slightly, and his breathing felt more labored than it should have. During a brief rest period, Dr. Thala checked his vital signs. "Your organ stress indicators are elevated," she said with concern. "Not dangerous yet, but heading that way." "I can finish," Warren insisted. "I've come too far to stop now," Dr. Thala frowned. "Finishing isn't the goal if it means damaging yourself again. Remember what you learned." Warren took a deep breath, considering her words. The old Warren would have pushed through regardless of the consequences, but he wasn't that person anymore. "What do you suggest?" he asked. Modify your approach for the remaining events, Dr. Thala advised. Focus on technique over power. Use your efficiency to compensate for reduced output. Warren nodded, accepting the guidance. For the fourth event, an anti-gravity obstacle course, he took a more measured approach, conserving energy and focusing on clean execution rather than raw speed. He placed third. The final event was a test of mental and physical endurance, a complex puzzle that had to be solved while maintaining a physically demanding position. Here, Warren's new approach paid dividends. With his body less taxed from the previous events, his mind remained sharp. He completed the puzzle faster than any competitor, winning the event. When the final scores were tallied, Warren had earned a bronze medal in the overall pentathlon, the first Olympic medal for a human in the Galactic Games. As he stood on the floating podium, the weight of the bronze medal around his neck felt more significant than any gold he might have won on Earth. It represented not just athletic achievement, but a journey of learning, adaptation, and respect for his own biology. Dr. Alara, Dr. Kresnar, and Dr. Thala were waiting when he returned to the preparation area. "Congratulations," Dr. Alara said warmly, "and more importantly, your medical readings stayed within safe parameters." Dr. Kresnar performed a quick scan with his medical device. Liver and kidney function remained above 90% throughout. You did not further damage yourself. This is acceptable. Coming from the stern alien doctor, this was high praise indeed. You competed intelligently, Dr. Thala added. That medal represents more than athletic prowess, it shows your ability to adapt and overcome. 4 days later, Warren competed in his final event, the Adaptive Challenge. This unique competition tested athletes' ability to perform in rapidly changing environments, from extreme heat to cold, high gravity to low, and varying atmospheric compositions. With his new understanding of his body's capabilities and limitations, Warren navigated the challenges methodically. When the gravity increased to twice Earth normal, he adjusted his movements to conserve energy. When the temperature dropped precipitously, he regulated his breathing to maintain core temperature. The result was another medal, silver this time, and more importantly, he completed the games with his health intact. His organs, while not fully recovered, had maintained stable function throughout the competition. At the closing ceremony, Torval sought out Warren among the celebrating athletes. "You have done well, human," the coach said. "Not just in your performance, but in your approach. You have shown that humans can adapt and learn." "I had good teachers," Warren replied, glancing toward his medical team standing nearby. "The committee has asked me to inform you that they would like you to remain on the station," Torval continued. "As a coach for future human athletes, your experience would be valuable." Warren considered the offer. 6 months ago, he had arrived at the station thinking only of personal glory. Now he understood that his greatest contribution might be helping others avoid the mistakes he had made. "I'd be honored," he said finally. Later that night, Warren stood alone on the observation deck, gazing at the stars. Dr. Alara joined him, her silver eyes reflecting the distant starlight. "How does it feel?" she asked. "To achieve what you came for, though not in the way you expected," Warren touched the medals hanging around his neck. "Different than I imagined. Better in some ways. I came here thinking the Olympics were just about pushing limits. Now I understand they're about finding the right limits to push." Dr. Alara smiled. "A lesson many never learn. Your organs may never return to 100% function, but perhaps that's a gift in disguise. A reminder to value what you have and use it wisely." Warren nodded, watching a distant comet streak across the starfield. "When I first heard your diagnosis that my organs were failing, I thought my dream was over. I couldn't imagine anything worse. And now," Dr. Alara prompted, "now I realize the dream just needed to change," Warren said. "Not competing at any cost, but competing intelligently. Not ignoring my body's warnings, but listening to them. Not seeing limitations as obstacles, but as guideposts." He turned to face the alien doctor who had saved his life. "Thank you, Dr. Alara. Not just for healing me, but for helping me understand." "Understanding is the beginning of wisdom," she replied. "And wisdom, Mr. Wright, is a far greater achievement than any Olympic medal. As they stood together watching the stars, Warren felt a sense of peace. His body would never be quite the same. The scars on his organs would remain as permanent reminders of his near-fatal mistake. But his mind had been transformed in ways he never expected when he first arrived at the station. He had come to train his body, but ended up training something far more important: his understanding of what it truly meant to be human in a galaxy filled with different forms of life, each with their own strengths and limitations. That knowledge was worth more than all the medals in the Galactic Olympics. And as the station continued its orbit around a distant star, Warren Wright looked forward to sharing that knowledge with the next generation of human athletes, teaching them to respect their remarkable but fragile bodies while still reaching for the stars.